Hi Aries, welcome to September. This is Teresa from Tarot by Tea. And before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy. So this month, we have a lot of things happening this month. We have a full moon in Pisces on the 2nd, so right off the bat. And then we have Mars going retrograde on the 9th. And then we have Jupiter going direct. Let me see what date. Jupiter goes direct on the 13th, and then Saturn goes direct on the 29th. That's at the very end of the month. And then we have the equinox on the 22nd. And then we have a new moon in Virgo on the 17th. So, we'll get into the astrology later. Let's just see, what does Aries need to know about love and relationships for the month of September? What does Aries need to know about love and relationships for the month of September? What is coming up? What is coming up for Aries? Okay. Bottom card is the Five of Swords. So you could be existing in some kind of toxic environment, and you may be deciding whether you want to cut your losses and move on. So here, the Four of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the Six of Wands, the King of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, the World, the Wheel of Fortune, the Seven of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, the King of Cups. So this is interesting because these are great cards, okay? So the Four of Wands, it represents victory, stability. It could be, in some cases, marriage. But it's a card of celebration. So you could be celebrating something this month, some kind of success. But I feel that you're going to have to take action and defend yourself. But the outcome is going to be positive. So don't worry. If you're stressed out at the beginning of the month because you may feel in some ways victimized or bullied, by the end of the month, I think you're going to be, or actually 3 months from now, more like the end of the year, you're going to get your reward. Everything's going to get settled by the end of the year. Because you have this Queen of Wands here crossing. Now the Queen of Wands energy, that's someone who is very outspoken, likes to take action, is very good at managing, and it could be your energy too. You may have to tap into your leadership ability this month. The Queen of Wands is someone who's very outspoken, speaks her mind, can manage her home, can manage a business, goes after what she wants. She's not afraid to take action. And you have the Six of Wands here. This is victory, being recognized. I feel like this month is not so much a romantic month. It might be more career. If it's romance, I don't know. I think it's more career related. I think September is going to be more, the focus will be more on career than love. If there is love in your life, it will be with someone who's very nurturing. Someone who is, like, you might be leaving something behind. You might be ending one cycle. And then unexpectedly, things are going to change. You're kind of in transition this month because I see these two sevens. You have the King of Swords here. This is something in the recent past. So the King of Swords is harsh energy. So I feel you could have been dealing with authority figures that maybe you feel, because of this Five of Swords, have been too harsh with you. Or people have been, if it's a romantic partner even, maybe they don't seem to have a lot of compassion for your situation, or they're not, you feel like they don't care, or they're all in their head and they're not in their heart. But that influence is fading. I feel like you're coming out of a situation where you felt either victimized, bullied, or it's kind of like I just have to cut my losses and move on. Now, coming up into the future, you have the Three of Pentacles and the World. Three of Pentacles is recognition, success, being recognized for your talent. It's a card of creativity and recognition and promotion. So for some of you, if you're working, it could be that some type of career success is coming. But this is a 3-month time period. So you're not gonna feel it in September. You may feel, especially with Mars retrograde, your ruling planet is gonna go retrograde. So these next 2 months, you're gonna feel like you just don't have the energy. You don't have that spark or that fire that you've always had. So you may feel like, I need to take a break. I can't keep, pushing forward. But just keep doing the work and keep working toward the goal, even if you feel like things have slowed down. Because by the end of the year, because September, October, November, maybe December even, you're going to feel that things are coming together, finally. Because the World card is a card of completion. You're completing a cycle. Things are falling into place. Everything's working out. So you could be meeting the right partner. You could be finding the right job situation. You might even be moving to another level. This could be world travel or connecting with a company that has a global reach. And it's going to be unexpected. I feel like, because the Wheel of Fortune, this is in your negative thinking sector. So you're thinking like, oh, I'm screwed. Nothing good is going to happen to me. But just be patient, because Aries, I know you don't have a lot. Sometimes you don't have patience. You want things to happen now. But you're going to have patience this fall, because things are not going to move as quickly as you'd like. But don't let that discourage you. Don't let that make you think, oh, nothing good's ever going to happen, because it will. And it will come out of the blue, because the Wheel of Fortune is a change. Your fortune is changing. Your luck is changing. You're coming out of this toxic period of feeling victimized, feeling people are abusing you or bullying you, or, no one's hearing you, like things are too harsh. Things have been really harsh. Stand your ground. The Seven of Wands is setting boundaries, standing your ground, fighting for what you believe in. Don't give up the goal or the dream. You can achieve it. You just have to keep at it. At some point in September, you could be evaluating what you've done up until this point and thinking, is this going to grow? Wait, I planted all these seeds. What's going to come out of it? Is anything going to come out of this? Because you've been dealing with a lot of tough energy. All the cardinal signs have, but especially Aries and Libra, because you've been getting hit by all that Capricorn energy. Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, even Mars. Mars was in Capricorn, now Mars is in Aries, and it's squaring all that Capricorn energy. At some point it's going to move to Cancer, and it's going to oppose all that Capricorn energy. Then it's going to move into, this is down the road, next year. Then it's going to move into Libra and square it again. So you've been through the mill. So now Mars is going to your planet's going to take a break. Your planet is telling you, hey, you've been gung-ho, you've been, moving at warp speed. It's time to stop, take a breather, and rethink your path, recalculate. And then you have this King of Cups as the end. This is a healer. You could be connecting with a water sign, someone who's very compassionate. It could be a counselor or a healer, maybe someone who's like in the medical profession, but this is a person that you can talk to, and they really understand you, and they can help you. So someone is going to be there for you and is going to be there to help you. So don't give up the fight. Don't give up the dream. Don't give up the goal. you're going to be celebrating at some point in the future, in the next couple of months. It may take a while to get off the ground, like I said. But I feel like the worst is over, and as long as you don't give up the dream and you keep fighting or keep your eye on the prize, you're going to get there. So let's see what the astrology has to say. So this full moon in Pisces, it's happening in your 12th house, and it's affecting your 6th house of work and health. So that's also the fact that it's a 12th house, 6th house thing. Something is coming to completion at this full moon. And it's sextile, the moon is sextile Uranus in your 2nd house, and the sun is trine Uranus. And the 2nd house has to do with finances, money, possessions, self-worth, also survival. So something out of the blue can happen. I think it's going to be positive because of the trine and the sextile. Something that has to do with your health or even your job. Some out of the blue, unexpected event is going to happen that is going to change things in a positive way. Mercury is in the 6th house. And it's sextiling Venus in the 4th house. So you could hear some good news around this full moon about a housing situation. Mars, you have Mars in Aries. You've been like gung-ho since Mars entered Aries. Mars is squaring Jupiter. You have all these planets in your 10th house. So Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, your status in the world is changing. A lot of times when Saturn and Pluto are in the 10th house, or even Jupiter, it brings luck and it brings responsibility, it brings promotion. So you could be moving into, if you're still working, you could be moving into a position of leadership and power. And these planets are all Neptune is sextiling Pluto and Saturn, or Saturn sextiling Neptune and Jupiter from the 12th house. So I think this full moon is going to bring up some psychological issues. You're going to have to deal with some things that, like, you might have been running on unconscious programming, or you might have to rethink. You might be working with someone on some kind of psychological issue. Sometimes the 12th house represents confinement, like in hospitals or prisons, or you just might feel like you're in some kind of, and you might be dealing with institutions. But that's going to help you, because it's going to help you clear out the baggage. You're going to be clearing out. You're ending a cycle, and you're preparing. Before you start the new beginning, you have to release a lot of baggage, and that's only going to be good. But Mercury is trining Saturn, and Mercury's in your 6th house. So you might hear some good news about a health issue, or good news about some type of work issue. And the fact that it's sextiling Venus in the 4th, you might wind up in a place, if you have a home, you're going to be decorating your home, you're going to be trying to make your house bring more harmony and love into your environment. Now, the only thing is, around this full moon, is Venus is opposing Saturn. So there could be some kind of a conflict between what you want to do. Like if you're meeting someone new, you could be, if you're in a relationship and things are going great in the relationship, because Venus is going through the 4th house. If you're in a committed partnership, things are getting better. You're feeling the love in your 4th house at home. But when Venus opposes Saturn, that's not a warm and fuzzy aspect. So you may feel that you have too much work to do, you can't focus on love, you want to spend time with someone, but you can't because of these authority figures and responsibilities. Or Saturn sometimes can make you feel like you're blocked from love, like some authority figure or rules or regulations are standing in the way of you achieving your financial or love goals. And plus you have the Mars squaring all this. Mars in Aries is squaring, it's a T-square between Venus and Saturn. So the way out of this conflict and tension is through embracing the Libra energy, which is compromise. Because Aries, you can be stubborn about what you want and not willing to accept anything else than what you want. So at this full moon, you may have to compromise. And if you can compromise and see things from another person's perspective, you can create some type of harmonious outcome. But if you don't compromise, you might be feeling that nobody loves me, nobody wants to work at me, I'm dealing with all these rules and regulations, I don't like it. So don't keep fighting a brick wall. Learn how to compromise this month. And that will help you get out of this T-square energy. Otherwise, you're going to feel like very cut off from your loved ones. If you're too rigid, you might just feel like nobody wants to deal with you. So you have to compromise. Then, so Jupiter then goes direct. Jupiter's been retrograde. Jupiter's the luck planet, okay? So when Jupiter goes direct on the 13th, it's going to, things might, you might have some more positive energy going through the 10th house. And then, especially when Saturn goes direct, Jupiter and Saturn together, if you believe, Saturn can help you achieve. Then we have the new moon on the 17th in Virgo, and this is in your 6th house. So you could have a new beginning on the job. Maybe if you've been fighting with coworkers, now you're learning how to create harmony. Could also be a new beginning where you take better care of your health, because 6 can also be a health issue that gets resolved. At this point, Mercury, which was in Virgo, has now moved into Libra in your 7th house. So this is a good time for patching up partnerships, communicating, contracts. When Mercury is in the 7th house, you could be dealing with someone, you could be communicating, especially, and you have Venus in the 5th house. So in Leo, maybe you're connecting with someone on some type of creative project. You could be writing to someone, or there's more communication in relationships, or sharing of ideas in a partnership. You could even be meeting someone that's ruled by Mercury, Gemini or Virgo, dealing with that in some type of partnership. Now, this new moon is great because it's trining Saturn and Pluto. So anything you start now, if you're really committed to it, you can achieve something that lasts a long time. So if you're saying to yourself, I'm going to take better care of my health, I'm going to start exercising, I'm going to change my diet, I want to be stronger, I want to be healthy so that I can achieve more. This is a good time to start because it will, something that you start will last. Now, Mercury is squaring Jupiter and Pluto, so if you're having to sign a contract that has to do with career, you want to check, there might be some disagreements about what you're willing to put up with. You have to make some concessions, especially since Mercury is in conjunct Neptune at this time. So there could be some confusion. So if you're confused about, information, ask a lot of questions. Look deeply, read the fine print. Don't just sign on the dotted line unless you know exactly what you're getting into. Venus is squaring Uranus at this time. And let's see, where's Uranus is in their 2nd house, especially around money, yeah. There could be unexpected developments coming at this new moon that has to do with love or money. Even your children, because Venus is in the 5th house if you have children. Usually when Venus squares Uranus always brings the unexpected. So, but because of the square, it could come in quickly and then just leave just as quickly. Or there could be tension around this unexpected development because you're not getting exactly what you want, but that's where the compromise comes in. You're going to have to just compromise. You may not be able to get everything exactly the way you want it. And then Jupiter is sextile Neptune, which is a great aspect. So it's a time of, you can get what you want. Neptune is like the dream. And Jupiter gives hope And as long as you believe that something is possible, you can manifest it. But you have to do the work because it's a sextile aspect. So you can't just expect things to drop in your lap. You have to make an effort. So all this energy with Saturn gives rewards. You can really transform your life in a positive way with Saturn and Pluto. And especially with this new moon in the 6th house. So you're either taking a new approach, you have a chance for a new beginning in career, in work, and the 6th house is your day-to-day energy. The 10th house has to do with your life path, your status in the world. But the 6th house is, your day-to-day interactions with coworkers. So maybe you have to approach that, your office scene or your work scene in a different way. If you've been too aggressive or too competitive, maybe you need to rethink your strategy. How do I deal with people? Have I been over the top? Do I need to tone it down? Do I need to compromise more? See things from another person's perspective? I can't always have things my way kind of thing. Because if you can't work with these people, you're dealing with authority and power. And they have the upper hand. They're going to say they are in control. So you may feel like I don't have the control. I have no choice but to agree to certain things because I don't have my power. But if you can compromise, you can come out with something that you can live with that will be beneficial to you. So because especially the future is going to get, you may not feel it so much in September. There may be a lot of conflicts or indecision or confusion, but toward the end of the year, things will get better. So don't give up hope. And don't feel like, oh, I'm going through this, my life is difficult because of this 5 of Swords energy. You're coming out of it. You will come out of it. And there are 2 people here that can help you. So don't lose hope is all I'm saying. Don't think that good luck can happen at the 11th hour. But you have to focus on the positive. You have to believe that that's possible. So anyway, that's my forecast for April. Listen to me. For September, Aries. And I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please click on the like button or the subscribe button if you want to hear more. And if you'd like to have a private reading, click on the link in my description box. It'll take you to the website and you can book a reading that deals with your specific situation. In the meantime, I want to thank everyone for supporting this channel, and I really have enjoyed working with all of you, and I love reading your comments, so let me know if this reading resonated with you. It's a general reading, so it may not resonate with everyone. That's why, it's always good to get a private reading, because then you're focused on just your issue, and we can zero in on things. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Good luck in September. And I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.